Hi there, my name is Cindy Brandt, and this is my video on how I created my call to action professional learning plan video. The first thing I had to do is I had to consider my audience. My audience is my principal and our academic council. Academic council at our school consists of all the department heads, and usually my principal gets their input on any big changes that we make at the school. So they actually have quite a bit of influence on how things are run at our school. So those were my two primary audiences. What works with this group? In general, humor. They like humor. They're a good group of people, and they also like specifics and what is my action plan. They'll want to see what do we have, or what can we actually do about it. They don't like it when people present a bunch of theories with no proposed solutions. So my concept was I started with the why and using humor. So why do we need to change professional learning? Is there a problem? What's the problem? Then I went over some statistics based on our reading over the last 2 weeks. And then it was really important to me that I worked on my presentation to develop a cadence. So as in Nancy Duarte and what she suggests for developing an effective presentation is developing a cadence of what was and what could be, what was and what could be. So I worked on developing that, what has been in professional learning in general and what could be, what do we do at Coronado specifically, and what could be. Then I took a look at where we need to go, what is our goal, and what's holding us back, and I addressed a couple of those issues there. Then I also addressed how do we make the change. So going off Duarte's 5 principles for effective PL, I went over each one of those briefly, and then how do we go about making that change specifically, and addressing what is holding us back at the same time. I talked about looking at our budget and reallocating funds and possibly testing new concept with those who are willing to try. I concluded with a call to action and said, let's make this happen. I believe it's possible. And if we really want to make a difference in student achievement, we can do that. The tools that I used, I first took a look at PowerPoint, and because I'm generally familiar with it, but I ran into a lot of obstacles, and for some reason it wasn't operating the way I wanted it to. I've never done a voiceover with PowerPoint and thought I would try that. I know they have some pretty new, robust tools, but I wasn't sure how to use them. After a couple frustrating tries, I went back to what I do know, which is Adobe Spark. And I looked at Adobe Spark, and in this program, you're allowed to change the themes of your presentation over here on the right. I don't remember which one I chose actually, but I chose a slide deck that would help me drop both pictures and text in a very simple format. It didn't allow me too many choices. Sometimes in PowerPoint, it gives me too many options, and I spend a lot of time micromanaging a slide presentation when I really just need to get some of the basics communicated. So the other thing I like about Adobe Spark is that it allows me to record video on each individual slide, and therefore if I mess up on one, I don't mess up on the entire presentation. It also allows me to add just a faint bit of music in the background and resize either pictures or the way it's laid out in general. I can preview my presentation, and then I can also go to share my presentation, which is what I've done on my website. So that is the tools that I've used, and that was my logic in choosing Adobe Spark. As I researched, I took notes and cited my sources so that would be easier when I actually came to the video and my concluding slide on that page. So that's how I did that, and hope you enjoyed it.